I'm Frank Giannotta from Harbor Physical Therapy, and if you are watching this video, it probably means that you are having an issue with your neck. And whatever your neck issue is, we have found that there are certain postural and ergonomic principles that everyone with a neck problem needs to know. Keep in mind that in the absence of trauma, neck problems are almost always due to postural and ergonomic stresses. And for those of you that have had trauma, for example a car accident, posture and ergonomics are the key to facilitating the quickest recovery possible. So this is your introduction to the basics of having and maintaining a healthy neck. The first and most important thing to understand about your neck actually has to do with your head. Do you have any idea how much your head weighs? Well, if you're average sized, your head weighs 10 to 12 pounds. It's as much as a bowling ball. It's a lot of weight to have on your neck. And yes, your neck carries a burden as heavy as a bowling ball all day long. Now, imagine you had to carry a bowling ball with you as you went about your day. How do you think you would hold it? Would you hold it out extended, or would you keep it in close? You can probably imagine the stress and fatigue you would create if you tried to hold it out extended. And it turns out that carrying any heavy load is least stressful on your body when it's held close over your base of support and as close to midline as possible. So the further out you have it from your body, the more pressure and stress is created. And this principle applies to your head every bit as much as it applies to this ball. In fact, studies have shown that holding your head forward increases the pressure in your neck threefold. So this 12-pound weight creates 36 pounds of pressure in the neck when held forward. So the worst or most stressful position to have your head would be forward and or down. And the best or least stressful position would be to have your head back, more over your shoulders and spine. So truly, spending time with your head held forward or head held down is like holding a bowling ball out away from your body. It causes a lot of excess tension and fatigue. I want to repeat that because it's so important. Spending time with your head held forward or downward, which most of us do all day long, causes tremendous amount of excess stress and fatigue, which over time develops into pain. And if you think about the activities that you do throughout the day, you might find that you do quite a lot with your head in these bad positions. Head forward, head down, head forward, etc., etc., etc. You get the idea. Learning good posture and ergonomics is just learning how to manage this weight on the top of your neck in the least stressful manner possible. It's simply learning some new habits to minimize the amount of time you spend with your head forward or your head down. Next, I want to talk about specific things that you may be doing that are aggravating to your neck, and we're going to start with sitting. You may be surprised to learn that your chair and the way that you sit could be a big contributor to your neck pain, and here's how. You'll recall that our goal is to keep the head more back over the shoulders and not forward. Well, it's much easier to keep your head back when your low back is well supported or you're sitting more vertically. If you're sitting in a soft chair or if you're slouching, tends to bring the head forward, which is what we don't want. So the better supported you are in the low back and the more vertical, upright you are sitting, the easier it is to keep your head in a good position. If you have a mediocre chair, it's an easy fix, inexpensive fix. Just get a little extra cushion to go behind the low back. It'll hold you more upright and much less stress on the neck. With a desk chair or an office chair, you need to make sure that your back is more or less vertical. You do not want to be reclined when you're working. If you're reclined, your head then has to come forward to see what you need to see, which is what we want to avoid. And all these sitting rules, they apply to your car as well. Get yourself a little support for the low back in your car. Make sure the car seat is not too far reclined. And lastly, make sure to keep your head back when you're driving. Not this. A lot of people drive like this. You got to keep your head back towards the headrest. Along these same lines, remember that sitting on your couch or any other soft furniture is going to be hard on your neck. Couches are generally soft and unsupportive. You sink in, head goes forward, and it's bad news for your neck. If you want to relax and watch TV, you can lie down on the couch, but if you're going to sit, it's got to be in a firmer chair and ideally with some cushion behind the low back for support. That's it for sitting. Without a doubt, the number one culprit when it comes to workplace stress on the neck is computer use. And by now you can probably tell me why. Of course, it's a head position, being too far forward. In most cases, it's an easy fix. It's bringing the monitor a little higher, a little closer, so you're going from here to here. This puts the monitor close enough that I can see what I need to see without having to be forward. As long as my chair is good and my monitor is in the right position, the only other variable is just remembering to keep the head back. For most of us, it's habitual to have the head forward at the computer, so you have to make a new habit here. Head back. Laptop computers are even harder on your body in that it's very difficult to get that monitor at a level that will allow for a good position of your head and neck. But if you're a laptop user, here's a couple things that might help you. First, never use your laptop on your lap. It's impossible to do that without straining your neck. You always have to use your laptop on a desk or a table, ideally raised up in some manner. Now there are stands for laptops, and the idea is simply get that monitor higher so your head can be in a better position and not have to be down like this. Best solution of all is to have a docking station, which is basically a stand with a separate keyboard and mouse, so this monitor can be wherever I like it to be and my mouse and keyboard can still be easily reached down here. Reading and writing activities are another common source of tension in the neck. If you do a lot of desk work, you're probably like this a lot. Writing, reading, heads down, hard on the neck. The solution is to get yourself one of these. It's a slant board. It just elevates and angles your work towards you, so whether you're reading or writing, you can be here with your head in a good position rather than down here. If you like to read at home, on the couch or in a chair, that poses another problem. You're probably like this. Well, you need to get your reading up. That's a little tricky because if you do this, it's going to cause tension in your arms and cause another problem. So what works is getting a pillow in your lap, resting your elbows on the pillow and reading like this. This gets my reading up, arms supported, head's in a good position. I can stay here for hours and it won't bother my neck. I hope you learned some things that you can change to make your neck less painful. Your physical therapist can answer any questions you might have and will also teach you exercises that will make all these changes much easier for you. Thanks for watching.